A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder is a musical comedy, with the book and lyrics by Robert L. Freedman and the music and lyrics by Steven Lutvak. It is based on the 1907 novel Israel Rank, the autobiography of a criminal by Roy Horniman. The play opened on Broadway at the Walter Kerr Theatre in 2013. The Broadway production ultimately won 4 Tony Awards, including Best Musical at the 68th Tony Awards. The novel was also the source for the 1949 British film Kind Hearts and Coronets. However, apparently for legal reasons, that title was not permitted to be used. Production's A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder premiered at the Hartford Stage, Hartford, Connecticut, running in October through November 2012, with direction by Darko Tresenjak. The cast featured Jefferson Mays, Ken Barnett and Lisa O'Hare. The musical is a co-production of the Hartford Stage and the Old Globe Theatre. The musical then opened at the Old Globe Theatre, San Diego, California in March 2013. Directed by Darko Tresenjak, the cast featured Jefferson Mays, Ken Barnett and Lisa O'Hare unregistered trademark hair. The musical opened on Broadway at the Walter Kerr Theatre on November 17, 2013 after previews from October 22, 2013. With direction by Darko Tresenjak and choreography by Peggy Hickey. The cast stars Jefferson Mays, Lisa O'Hare, Lauren Worsham, and Bryce Pinkham. Jefferson Mays plays 8 roles, all of the Euro unregistered trademark Isquith family. Its capitalization cost was $7.5 million. Synopsis: Act I, a group dressed in mourning enter and advise those of you of weaker constitution to leave the theatre, as the events about to unfold may disturb them. In 1909, Lord Montacute Navarro, 9th Earl of Highhurst, is revealed in a prison cell. He writes in a journal, with voice-over narration saying that while few people in life tell the truth about themselves, he has resolved to write his memoirs on the eve of his possible execution, and will relate the story faithfully. He supposes it could be called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. In 1907, Monty Navarro, just returned to his shabby Clapham flat from his mother's funeral, receives an unexpected visitor. Miss Marietta Shingle, an older, somewhat dowdy woman, arrives to inform Monty that his mother, a personal friend, whom Monty thought was a common washerwoman, was in fact a member of the aristocratic Squith family. Instead of marrying for money or property, Isabel Squith fell in love with a Castilian musician and eloped. Isabel was cast out and disinherited by the Squiths. Isabel wished to spare her son the shame she felt, and never told him the truth of his ancestry. Now, by Miss Shingle's accounting, Monty is 9th in line to inherit the Highhurst earldom. She opens Isabel's old jewel box, which contains letters and Monty's birth certificate, proving her story. She insists that he take his rightful place. Monty thinks it might be possible to insert himself back into the family's good graces. He writes a letter to Lord Asquith Squith, Sr., the head of the family banking house, explaining his connection to the family and inquiring if there might be a job available for him. Armed with this new information, Monty goes to meet the woman he is courting, Miss Sabella Howard. Sabella is in love with Monty, yet she will not marry him due to fear of being impoverished. Sabella has also drawn the attention of another gentleman of higher status, Lionel Holland. She accepts Monty Euro unregistered trademark's story about his lineage, but remarks that 8 people would have to die in order for him to become Earl. How likely is that? Monty receives a reply from Lord Asquith's son, Asquith Squith, Jr., denying Isabel's existence and warning Monty against contacting the family again or using their name. Monty is dejected, but refuses to simply accept his apparent destiny as a poor commoner. He decides to tour Highhurst Castle, the Squith's ancestral home, on Visitors' Day. The spirits of the Squith ancestors admonish him that he does not belong there. Lord Adalbert Squith, the current Earl of Highhurst, appears, and he and the ancestors express their disdain for the commoners flooding his home. Monty decides to try his luck with the one parson in the family, Reverend Lord Ezekiel Squith. The Reverend remembers Isabel as a charming girl who broke her father's heart. Nevertheless, he refuses to advocate for Monty to the rest of the Squiths, believing that it is best to avoid family intrigue, and further, that if Isabella Euro unregistered trademark S further disinherited her, it would not be right to deny his wishes. He gives Monty a tour of the family ancestral church. They ascend to the top of the bell tower, where gusting winds and the Reverend's inebriation find Ezekiel teetering precariously on the edge of the tower. He asks for Monty's hand to regain his balance. Monty realizes how easy it would be in that moment to let the Reverend fall, exacting revenge for his mother and bringing him one step closer to the earldom. Monty blows slightly with his lips, and Reverend Lord Ezekiel falls to his death. Monty returns to his dead-end job as a clerk, unsure of the rightness of his actions, but frustrated that he toils away while unworthy men grow rich, among them Asquith, Jr. He observes the young bounder abscond with a young woman, Miss Barley, a recent Florodora girl, to a winter resort at Chisleymere. Monty follows them with the intention of poisoning Asquith, Jr. He misses his opportunity when the couple decide to go ice skating on a frozen lake. Instead, Monty cuts a hole in the ice, and Asquith, Jr. and Miss Barley fall through and drown. Monty returns to London and receives a letter from Lord Asquith, Sr., the head of the family banking house, and one of his Mouth-era Euro unregistered trademark S principal persecutors. Asquith, Sr. apologizes for the tone of his Sony Euro unregistered trademark S letter and invites Monty to the bank to speak about a job. Monty shows Asquith, Sr. a picture of his mother, and Asquith, Sr. recognizes the family resemblance. Lord Asquith is saddened by the death of his son and the skating accident, and offers to teach Monty stockbroking, a post at the bank, and a comfortable salary. Monty accepts. Monty visits Sabella again to tell her about his new position and income, but before he can speak, Sabella informs him that she is now engaged to marry Lionel Holland. Upon learning of the Monty's new status, she regrets the engagement, but decides to go through with the marriage anyway. Monty now fixes on Henry Asquith, a country squire. He encounters Henry in a town pub and rescues him from an assault by a foreclosed-on tenant. Henry apparently prefers the company of men. Monty picks up on this and befriends him. Monty visits the Asquith country estate in Salisbury with Henry. He learns of Henry's love of beekeeping, as well as the fact that a person can be killed by a surfeit of bee stings. He is soon invited back as Henry's weekend guest, and meets Henry's sister and his cousin, Miss Phoebe Asquith. As a woman of Monty's generation, she does not stand before him in the line of succession. He has come with an atomizer bottle of English lavender, to which the bees are extraordinarily attracted. He douses Henry's beekeeping garb with the lavender, and gets to know Phoebe as Henry is stung to death by bees. Monty consoles Phoebe, and concludes that if he cannot be with Sabella, she would be the perfect woman to be his countess when he becomes Earl. There are other women who do come before Monty in the lineage, one of whom is Lady Hyacinth Asquith, an unmarried woman of a certain age. A dedicated philanthropist, Lady Hyacinth has recently been hoodwinked by the dull-witted of Greater London, who have stolen a whole year's worth of donations. She finds herself in need of a new cause. Posing as a member of the Foreign Office, Monty encourages Lady Hyacinth and her entourage to travel first to Egypt, then to India, in order to dispose of her. She returns unharmed both times, before Monty finally dispatches her the jungles of Africa, and a cannibal tribe. Lady Hyacinth is reported missing and presumed dead. Monty proves quite good as a stockbroker, and rises in stature at the bank, securing a significant salary increase and praise from Lord Asquith, Sr. His romance with Sabella continues despite her marriage, and it is clear that Sabella is impressed by Monty's determination to succeed. Monty's next target is Major Lord Bartholomew Asquith, an army man, staunch eugenicist, vegetarian and bodybuilder. He encounters Lord Bartholomew at a weightlifting hall. Monty spots Lord Bartholomew while he attempts to bench press his own weight. He tells Monty that though he may cry out, Monty should not help him. Monty adds more weight, beyond Lord Bartholomew Euro unregistered trademark S ability, and allows the barbell to fall and decapitate the Major. Monty continues to console Phoebe. Actions that during her period of mourning for her brother have endeared him to her greatly. Lady Salomsquith Pumphrey is an appallingly bad actress currently appearing in a production of Henrik Ibsen's Hedda Gabler. Remembering the climax of the play, Monty sneaks backstage and replaces the blanks in Hedda's gun with real bullets. Lady Salome shoots herself and dies, to the shock of her fellow actors. The deaths of Reverend Lord Ezekiel, Asquith Jr., Henry, Lady Hyacinth, Major Lord Bartholomew, and Lady Salome now leave only the present Earl and Lord Asquith, senior Monty's employer and benefactor, in the way. Lord Asquith himself approves of Monty's rise. He notes Monty unregistered trademark's excellent work at the firm, doubles his salary, and declares his intention to appoint Monty as his successor. Monty is temporarily conflicted with the decision to murder Lord Asquith, but is let off the hook when Asquith suddenly succumbs to a heart attack. All of London is abuzz over the dashing young gentleman who's risen so far, so fast, and now stands next in line to inherit Highhurst. Act 2, the curtain rises on Lord Asquith, Senior unregistered trademark's funeral. Monty delivers a stirring eulogy, but the assembled mourners are irritated at the endless string of unregistered trademark Asquith memorials they are compelled to attend. Lord Adalbert, the current Earl, remarks on the ominousness of the situation. Monty and Sibella continue their liaisons. Following an afternoon encounter, Monty sings of his continued love-affection for her despite her flaws. She reveals that while she is unhappy with Lionel, she does unregistered trademark T necessarily regret marrying for self-interest, and will unregistered trademark T begrudge Monty for doing the same. However, if he were to marry for love, she would forbid it. Sibella asks if Monty could secure Lionel an invitation to Highhurst, as he has political aspirations, but Monty is unable to do so, as unregistered trademark has never even met the Earl himself. Phoebe unexpectedly arrives, and Sibella hides in the next room. Phoebe declares her intention to marry Monty, even if the unregistered trademark Asquiths would look down on them. Monty accepts, but is still helplessly in love with Sibella. It turns out that Lady Hyacinth has survived her encounter with the cannibals, and is about to return triumphantly to London. As she debarks her ship, Monty uses an axe to cut the supports of the gangplank. It collapses, and she drowns in the harbour. Monty, Phoebe, Sibella, and Lionel are all invited to Highhurst for the weekend, so that Lord Adalbert might meet his heir. Monty and Phoebe arrive first, and meet the Earl and his Countess, Lady Eugenia Dower unregistered trademark Asquith. The spirits of the unregistered trademark Asquith ancestors again warn Monty against presuming above his station. A long-brewing enmity between Lord Adalbert and Lady Eugenia is evident. Lord Adalbert and Monty head off to look at some of the weapons that killed our ancestors. Sibella arrives without Lionel, unregistered trademark has been detained in Newmarket. Phoebe and Sibella meet for the first time and share a private moment, where Sibella states that they are we may know someone in common. However, Phoebe and Monty unregistered trademark's engagement is news to Sibella. As they go into dinner, she insists to Monty that he break it off and declares that she loves him. Although he still loves her, Monty continues with the engagement. At dinner, a truly awful meal is served and Lord Adalbert and Lady Eugenia bicker constantly. Monty has brought along poison, with the intent of slipping it into Lord Adalbert unregistered trademark's food, but is denied the opportunity to do so unnoticed. Miss Shingle, who initially brought Monty the news of his true lineage, appears. It turns out that sheer unregistered trademark has been employed as a servant by the Dower unregistered trademark Asquiths for 39 years. Dessert is served, and Lord Adalbert insists, over his unregistered trademark objections, on recounting the tale of his exploits at the Battle of Majuba Hill during the Boer War. Monty gets the chance to slip the poison into Lord Adalbert unregistered trademark's dessert. Sibella refuses dessert, saying that Mr. Holland he complains if she gains even an ounce, but Lord Adalbert insists, giving her his portion. Monty must intervene, knocking the food to the floor before Sibella can eat it. the increasingly erratic Lord Adalberti unregistered trademark S tale grows in the telling, and Hay unregistered trademark S soon enacting the psychodrama of being betrayed by his Transvaalian valet during the battle. He gives Monty his loaded army rifle, and demands that he play the part of Jurgen, ordering Monty to aim the gun at him. Monty, however, cannot bring himself to shoot the Earl then and there. At the climax of the number, Lord Adalbert takes a drink and, to the surprise of Monty, suddenly drops dead. With Lord Adalberti unregistered trademark S death, Monty is now Lord Montague Dower unregistered trademark Isquith Navarro, 9th Earl of Highhurst. He and Phoebe marry soon after. However, at the wedding reception, he is confronted by Chief Inspector Pinkney of Scotland Yard, who has come to arrest him for the murder of Lord Adalbert, who, it has been discovered, was poisoned. Monty remarks on the absurdity of being charged with a one murder he didn't unregistered trademark T actually commit. A trial is held before the House of Lords, and evidence is given to both implicate and exculpate Monty. It has been determined that the earlier unregistered trademark S port was poisoned. Sibella testifies on Monty unregistered trademark S behalf, but, in a fit of passion, gives evidence that actually bolsters the prosecution unregistered trademark S alleged motive for the crime, that the Dower unregistered trademark Isquiths disinherited his mother and denied his existence. On the evening before the jury is to render judgment, Monty is writing his memoirs in his cell and strikes up a conversation with the jailer unregistered trademark S custodian, Chauncey. It turns out that Chauncey is a Dower unregistered trademark Isquith too, his father having been a black sheep of the family and cast out in a manner similar to Isabel. Monty states how remarkable this is, but Chauncey says he does an unregistered trademark T mind having not been acknowledged. He has none of the advantages of being a Dower unregistered trademark Isquith, but none of their troubles either. Convinced of the Monty unregistered trademark S innocence, Phoebe visits him in jail. They conclude that an unseen providence is watching over him. Phoebe wants to know why Sibella was looking at Monty in a certain way at the trial, and if she is in love with him. Phoebe takes Monty unregistered trademark S silence as an answer that Sibella is, and she leaves. Monty concludes his memoir, saying that the outcome will be revealed in the morning with the unregistered trademark S verdict. Sibella arrives at the jail with a letter, purportedly from Phoebe and addressed to Monty, confessing to poisoning the Earl so that he could take his rightful place. Phoebe returns to the jail with another letter, this one apparently from Sibella and also addressed to Monty, confessing the same thing. Both women plead for the other to be arrested and Monty set free. Their interrogators, Inspector Pinkney and a magistrate of the court, believe that both women appear equally culpable, and decide that they can't unregistered trademark T convict one woman if they believe the other one guilty. Phoebe and Sibella have also provided reasonable doubt as to Monty's guilt. It becomes apparent to the audience that the two women have conspired to achieve exactly this, and prevent Monty unregistered trademark S conviction and execution. Monty is rousted from his slumber and, to his great surprise, set free. Cheering crowds greet him outside. Phoebe and Sibella are there, evidently content to share him between them. Monty suddenly realizes that Hay unregistered trademark S left his memoirs in his cell, replete with evidence of his guilt. However, a guard hands Monty the journal, saying he found it and thought Monty might need it. Monty wonders who poisoned the Earl, if he didn't unregistered trademark T. Miss Shingle appears, and confesses to slipping prussic acid into the earlier unregistered trademark S port. However, if Monty had been found guilty, she professes that she would unregistered trademark V stepped forward and accepted the blame. In the final moments, the company sing Oethis is not the end, and Chauncey appears with a small green bottle, and sings the melody line from Oe poison in my pocket Euro. Musical numbers, casts, note, below are the principal casts of all professional major productions. Note, the Squith family includes Asquith Squith, Jr., Lord Adalbert Squith, Reverend Lord Ezekiel Squith, Lord Asquith, Senior, Henry Squith, Lady Hyacinth Squith, Major Lord Bartholomew Squith, Lady Salome Squith Pumphrey, and Chauncey Squith. Chauncey is almost never listed in the family tree to preserve the surprise of his appearance. Critical response: Charles Isherwood of the New York Times praised the Hartford production as ingenious, and among the most inspired and entertaining new musicals. Isherwood also favorably reviewed the musical's Broadway production, writing that the show was delightful, praising Mays as dazzling, and adding that it was one of the shows that matched streams of memorable melody with fizzily witty turns of phrase. Eliza Gardner, reviewing for USA Today, also praised Mays, saying that his comedic gifts are on glorious display. She had positive words for the direction and the drolly imaginative scenic and projection designs, concluding that the musical was morbidly hilarious. According to Staggergrade, most reviewers praised the musical as fun and entertaining, although some were critical of the score. Awards and nominations: Original Broadway production, sources, playbill, references. External links: Official website, Internet Broadway database listing, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder at the Playbill Vault.